Alright, so you might be asking me why I've been doing PC reviews all of a sudden out of nowhere after doing so many console reviews. The real reason is that guy right there. I do play a decent number of PC games, even though the reviews wouldn't really tell you that much. Mostly just because it's pretty easy to find free ones on there that you can get a lot of your friends into and just having a good time. And what this is right here is a Naga. As you can see, as the pulsing little logo appears, it's a ridiculous gaming mouse, ideally. The normal browser forward and back buttons, kind of in an awkward place, you get used to it. The size of it, of course, not much bigger than a normal mouse. Reactivity wise, I apologize for the mouse. You can see the mouse right there moving around. It's got all kinds of settings that you can do in the software itself, especially for the macros. There's 12 buttons here by where your thumb sits. Back ones are kind of a little bit tricky to get to with your thumb, unless you're using the knuckle or the base of it, if you can manage that in some weird way. Whereas the front three are normal. It seems awkward at first. Again, you get used to it, you don't even realize it's like that anymore. It also comes with little plastic tabs, which I'd show you on here, but mine have all fallen off from use and I haven't bothered to put any more on, that you can place on the ones that you use the most while you're trying to learn how to work it. Scroll wheel with the mouse click in the center, your normal mice buttons right here. The cable is nice and wrapped in a similar manner you should see some power supply cables wrapped, which is nice because it doesn't cling to anything as much. It's also got a very long cable, which I don't have to use the entire thing because it's plugged into my keyboard, which is right nearby. Nothing really too fancy on the mouse. You have an on-the-fly switcher for, I believe it's a DPI. I haven't really messed with it at all, so I couldn't tell you too much, but of course right there you can see the name of it, Naga MMO mouse. The Razer, they make wireless versions and all kinds of different skins of it and the likes now, but I can only merit spending so much for a mouse, and I believe this was about $70 or $80, so even that's a bit pricey in my opinion, but I've been getting a lot of use out of the buttons, so I can't say it was a bad buy. If you're not a big gamer, I wouldn't really say that you should get this, because it is kind of pricey, especially if you're not going to get the use out of all these buttons. But at the same time, even if you're just doing something like Photoshop with a mouse, and you like to do that a lot, you can set up macros for all the buttons. Extra 12 buttons never hurt when it comes to macro fiends. And this is just a good reason why I've been popping out so many of those reviews, just in case anybody was wondering. And you know how I love doing hardware reviews.